All right, here's the last project we've worked on. We've underbrushed the core property down on Lake Hartwell. Beautiful morning, I might say. Very, very nice lot here. Corps got some pretty strict guidelines on what you can and can't do, and you have to really be cautious, which we've been with them for about 25 years and haven't really underbrushed in about 10 for the fact of I'm just too old for this. But this lady was super nice on the phone, so we had a chance to meet with her. And it's just some people you just really want to work with and some you don't. And she was one that I wanted to work with. Though it was hard, and like I said, we typically don't do this anymore. It takes a lot of manpower, or you just kill yourself. But vegetation on this was about knee to waist high, and it laid down very nice. But the call was to remove some trees. We had a few dead trees. Right over yonder's another one. That was a concern for them falling and potentially hurting somebody, so got another big one here. And all the debris was placed in a swag over on that side of the core as a fill-in for erosion control, and then over time filling up for the make it so it's not so rough. And then right here was our big thing we got called out for. You can see that tree snag. Big red oak broke out and took down a couple other trees with it, and that's what we was called in originally, to clean up and take down some dead trees. And while we were shearing, got to talking to the lady, we decided to go ahead and underbrush for her because she was needing it done. Now we'll ride on up the hill, because all this debris had to be hauled off of the core property. The big stuff, because it was just too much. We took it a pretty good ways. Here, limbed up some of those trees, get a little more view off the porch down into the lake. But like I said, this is an extremely beautiful lot. Alright, we're going to take her up the hill. Right. We are almost to where we had to take the logs. Long little ride. Like I said, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Nobody around. It's just been so quiet. I love it. But we brought all the logs and stuff that was burnable up here, laid it down at the fire pit area, which they've got a humongous fire pit. And they'll work it up as they need it. Pretty good bit of stuff. And then we needed to limb up some trees around the building. Yes, I had to pull out the backup truck. My other truck, the brake system had a leak in it. So, that's what it is. But we limbed up that tree to get the limbs off the building, and then around back. We limbed up some more right through here, and had to take out one hickory that it wasn't big enough to limb, and of course had to climb it because you couldn't just cut and push it because we'd hit the building edge. And then the first day down, I brought my mini excavator, and this area here there was 2 red oaks, I think, and a couple of stumps. And we took those out and just got the root mat off and got it ready for grading, and we'll be putting some gravel on later. But right in here we buried everything about 15 foot deep. That nobody will never do nothing there. But they're going to be putting in a garage door, humongous garage door on this side of this building, and they needed extra room to swing out and to get angle getting into the building. And this is the project today. We have got a red oak, and it's a lean in towards the building. And I like trees, but not a red oak. But this tree, I didn't find it till our last day here last week working. Dang, so I've done had a field day. And so it's got to go for safety. And it's hard to tell in the photo, but it's got a heavy lean. So we're going to have to drop it, and we'll chip everything and put the logs over there in the burn pit area. And we are to be good for a while, but when you got this much woodage, there's always something needing done. But and then it's funny, all the tractors I got, we pull out Old Faithful, 20-year-old tractor. But that's the only thing weight-wise I can get down the cart path with on the core with permission. I need to add that. You don't just take tractors on the core. And but that old boy right there has been a lifesaver. But any route, this is our project today, and I don't even know if that'll be worth taking any video or not. We might take a video swinging some limbs down and whatnot, but we do or don't, at least we got to share with you our project. Until our next adventure,